update that we have from Abuja. We have an update that is coming from Abuja from the court. So the updates, as we know, while we are here discussing about the case is ongoing and the hearing has commenced. So from the information we get from the court, inside the courtroom, it says the session primarily concentrated on a pending application concerning Kanu's health issues, rather than the previous expected ruling on his no-case submission. Did you get that? I hope you heard me well. From the court, the information we are getting from the court, it says that the section primarily concentrated on the pending application concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's health issues, rather than previously expected ruling on his no-case submission. The judge noted that he interrupted his break to address this issue due to worries about Kanu's declining health, referring to him as my brother, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Defense counsel Onyechi Ibazu San was allowed to present oral argument regarding the health application. Kanu arrived at the court earlier in the morning, and other proceedings began with the judge confirming the emphasis on health concern. This is live update that we are bringing. And also there are updates again from supporters and activists within the court, reflecting heightened tension and anticipation with calls of justice and his unconditional release. By midday, no ruling on the health application had been reported, but the hearing highlights ongoing worries about Kanu's well-being while in detention. So when you listen to these updates that we just read now, what do you think is happening? What do you expect? The reason we all come here and what we are focusing on, we know the health of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is of great concern. But the main purpose of holding this court today, supposedly, is no case submission. And that was what the lawyer of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Aloy Ejimako, wrote on his platform, the no case submission. So why are they wasting our time on talking about the health issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the health challenges? If they know that he has no case, why don't you proceed directly to the no case submission and allow him to go? Why are they now still spending time on discussing the health issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? And the lawyer, the judge is saying that it is because of that health issue that he cut short his break to come and attend to the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And he addressed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as my brother Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Is that enough for us? You know, when we say Nigeria is, when you are dealing with Nigeria, you must expect everything, expect anything. Why we are expecting what they're going to do? Now you know
except you don't know Nigeria.
That is it.
If you know Nigeria, once they come out to play their games, you will know. Just like that man come out yesterday telling them you are elderly people, then we beat you. We'll carry up 5 of your elders, you can go home. That is their money. They will use the things that you want to hear to manipulate you.
Exactly.
That is Nigeria. So, he calling his brother, knowing fully well that the doctor had confirmed that his health is not okay. Then, this kind of thing, is he supposed to take up to 5 minutes to resolve? That the reports have been there. The doctor's report, the team of doctors that organized from Nigeria report is there. So what is the judge wanting?
You don't even need to hold a court for you to permit him to go and take care of himself. You don't even need to go hold a court. So why are they disturbing us with that topic today, my brother?
That is the question. So, people, except people who have not come to understand who Nigeria is, you have to understand Nigeria. If you don't understand Nigeria, you will be killing yourself. I have understand Nigeria very well. If I understand them, if I have understand them the way I understand them now, both them and those living in Nigeria that normally come here, by now I wouldn't have lost so much. I'm telling you. I'm telling you the truth. So understand Nigeria, they know how to manipulate you. They will know how to do everything. And so the thing that the public will want to hear, they will give it to the public and do what they want to do. That is the way they act. So, calling Nnamdi my brother. Who is your brother? So, yeah.
A criminal.
You know? So, look at, when they are doing things, they will think the people are stupid. People are not stupid. Because when he started that case, people were praising him. Oh, he want to rush it. He want to say, telling that Nnamdi Kanu have been in prison for a long time. I want to rush this case. They left. I was watching them. I say, I will know if this one is not in Nigeria like other people. So now he have had all the case. What is holding him to give the judgment? The thing that hold Anyoku for 5-10 years is holding him again.
Yeah.
That is it. So he just wants the people to say, this James Oyemotoshe is doing something. He is not doing anything. He is not doing anything. His Nigeria is not different from other one. The judge that delivered the Supreme Court judge woman that said they should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and not try the case in Nigeria, that is resigned. I think last 2 weeks, I happened to get the clip of her this thing where she was saying that corruption in Nigeria and in the judiciary, that if a judge wants to turn a billionaire, the judge will turn a billionaire. And the judge, that woman, is a Yoruba woman as well. So he said that if Nigeria cannot work, let them divide Nigeria. But when she was the judge, you cannot say it. But at least you have conscience for pronouncing that the court should not try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So that woman have conscience. Is a woman with conscience.
So from what we are hearing in the court now, you can see that all this bringing the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from 10th to 26th is just to calm the tension. They see that tensions are rising up from everywhere. More especially protests, that massive protest has been called in Abuja. Yeah. And so many other things that are coming up. This thing is just targeted at calming the situation. Maybe at the end of the day, they might just tell you, okay, take him to the hospital and treat him. And then they see a reason to tell you, there's no need to protest, no need to do this, no need to do that. Just come down, they have taken him Just imagine the criminality of Nigeria. The least we expect is no case submission that was put in the table. They gave a judgment. They say on the 10th, they will pass judgment on the no case submission. All of a sudden, they bring it forward. Instead of you now to come and talk about no case submission, they are talking about the health of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. A distraction.
A distraction.
A heavy distraction. Just to calm down the whole tension that is up. But Biafrans, if you lose your guard, it's up to you. This is why Mazi Nnamdi said, no matter what you hear from Nigerian government, you must continue. Even when you hear them, they want to do good, increase that thing you are doing. Increase the tension. That is the template of Mazi Nnamdi. When you think that you want to do something to pacify him, the only thing he wants, release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, release him, let him go back to his home. Stay in his father's company in Afaruku and talk to us. Then we will stop what we are doing. All these useless games they play, this and that, let us continue to listen. We are waiting for the update to see what they are going to pass as the final judgment in this court today. We are here. We are not going anywhere. But for them to just start with that health issue now and begin to discuss about the main issue, the no case submission. Let him go. Let him go and treat himself. Why are you pacifying us by telling us how he's your brother, he's your sister, he's your what? Who cares? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself said that he doesn't want pity from anybody. He doesn't want pity. He wants to stand his trial. Go ahead and follow the trial so that he can stand it and go home. But Nigeria being what it is, I hope the whole world is watching. I hope the international community is watching how self-determination is criminalized. This is how Finland and Nigeria criminalize self-determination. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah. For me, anything international community now makes no sense to me because they have been watching all this while.
Yeah, they are watching. We must have to call them out also. They are watching. It's not that they don't know. They know.
Yeah, so no, they have been watching. They know everything more than everybody. It's just a double standard. Just like people who are fighting Russia and still buying oil from Russia. So from which money is Russia sponsoring his military? It's not from the money of the oil and gas that they are buying, and they are still going war. So the world is full of the deceit and lies and double standards. That is the problem. That is our problem, and that is why things will not get well, except the so-called Biafrans gather their acts together and continue to pursue for what they believe, not looking after anything that comes from the West. Today, Breastfan or whatever you call him, he writing a letter to Dr. Ngozi Oraweze to stop using the picture of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Distraction. Is he fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? No. If he wants to fight for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he is there when they say that PM Mazi Simon Ekpa joined the proscribed organization. Who are proscribed? Is it not IPOB? Who is the head of the IPOB? Is it not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Why didn't he write Finland and tell him that their judgment was wrong? So, it is the double standard of the West. It is the evil, not only that money they will get from you, their income. They think their resources is what they're after. They're not after you. That is the perfect truth. So, all these things are to make sure that people who are working for Nigeria indirectly. So for me, every Biafran should kneel down and pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, especially for health. That is what Biafran should be doing. God will hear our prayers and heal Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. God is able to heal. If you have a good water and drink, that water will turn into a healing power and heal Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you think that these people will help us, it is not possible. They will not be able to do it. They will not want to do it. That is the fact. So let every person tighten his belt and hold his mind and fight anyhow he can to make sure that we are free. Heaven will release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's only God who knows the date of coming out of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is what I believe. But coming out from Nigerian government to wake up and release him through this thing they are doing is not possible. Because this judge, I was saying it from the day one, that he's only pretending. The man is pretending and he continues to pretend. So if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is your brother, anything that concerns his health supposed to be your concern. In this Western world, a highest criminal, nobody will deny him treatment. He will be taken to hospital and they will give him the perfect treatment and for him to be alive, even though they know he committed crime. Not somebody in Abuja there. The hospital is in Abuja there. What will it take the Nigerian government to take him to the hospital? And for highest, let them give him at least 1 week. They will be able to do a thorough check and give him medication he needs. But they want to kill him gradually. They forgot that life is owned by God. He might be poisoning him. The God of Daniel is still alive. the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is not alive. So the same God will save Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. That is what I believe. Because Nigeria cannot change. Nigeria cannot change, my brother. Every Biafrans must know Nigerians cannot change. The wickedness in Nigeria cannot change. Look at this man that called himself Udele, that is calling for the killing of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. How many months he was in the prison? And even those people who were fighting started having pity for him, says they should bring him out. They should bring him out. A person that they come out not up to from prison, not up to 1-2 months, is calling for another person that is in prison should not be released, and if they bring him, that they will kill him. So that will show you the extent the wickedness in that country is. So if those people, if this kind of person is in the government, what do you think? If person like Udele is in Imo State as a governor, if person like Udele is in Anambra State as a governor, if person like Udele is in Enugu State as a governor, if a person like him is the senators, if a person like him is sitting in Aso Rock, what do you think that will be happening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? If a person like him is in DSS, what do you think that will be happening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? So let everybody put their hope in God, not in Nigerian government and their court. They can do nothing. The wickedness in Nigeria is too much. It's too much. It's too much. I don't know. I don't know when Nigeria will change. It is not possible. So Biafrans, wake up and fight for your freedom. Onye jeji onye jeji. Nwe otu ọzọ mmadụ si onye jeji iwe ọ ga na-ati kpaka na-efe n'isi n'alụ na ojiji ọ bụrụ arụ ka o rutere gị taa onye ahụ arụ. Ya bụ na amụ ka ọ ruru gị ijiji ya na amụ ya tiwe mkpu hapụ. Otherwise he will kill you. That is this condition the Biafrans are going through now. We must do it as anyhow as people who are being oppressed. Ndị jeji. Ebe ọ na o rutere gị taa onye ahụ arụ ka ịma na ya hapụrụ. That is what I believe. So Mazi, choose. I cannot be weak for Nigeria. I only pity our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I trust him into the hand of God. That is what I believe, and nothing more. The same thing to our leader PM Simon Ekpa. It's only God that will save the people who are crying in the wilderness for freedom. Until God remember the Biafra. And he will soon remember us. I believe that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you for your amazing contribution. My fellow Biafrans, those who are watching across the world, continue to share the video until we get the information we are waiting for. The court section of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still going on. They are still in the court as we speak. The court sitting is still going on. And all we have to do is to sit back and continue to wait until we get the last information that is going to come from the court. Because what you have just heard now from what they are doing is not what we actually expected. And the diversion they just made now, and they are talking about the health of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, instead of discussing about the issue that brought us today, which is no case submission to allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to go home. This no case submission was the last thing that was discussed in the last court, and they gave the date 10th of October for the hearing. And we have been waiting patiently for that 3 months, only to wake up and we saw they brought it close. And when we had that information that they brought the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu close, myself, I was very, very suspicious. seeing what is happening, seeing that the tension on the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is increasing, many people are joining their voice, both in the Middle Belt and in the North. More especially for the mass protest that is called in Abuja. We know what that could result, if it is a sincere one. That mass protest, you know what it could result. And other people who are joining, I'm talking about the ordinary people that are joining their voices. Also international communities that are paying attention. And they decided to play their MasterCard as always. They brought the case down, they say 26. And you heard the judge now say, the judge said that the reason why he brought the case and cut short his holiday was because of the health of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So if it is because of the health of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you just have to go ahead and end the case. Go ahead and speak on the no case submission, free him and let him go and treat himself. Why are you still dancing around? Why are you still dancing around, telling us he's your brother, telling us different kinds of stories that are not, stories that I don't know how to look at it? Why don't you go ahead? Go ahead to no case submission and let him go and treat himself. We don't need pity. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it. I don't need any pity from anybody. In the letter he wrote that he gave his lawyer to come and read to the people, he said, I do not need pity. I just want to be alive to stand my trial. That is what the court said. Stand the trial, not sleep trial, not sick trial. And the judge just came out and tell us he came back because of the health of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And now they are just discussing about the health of Mazi instead of going straight to the issue at hand, which is no case submission. You have read through it all this while. If there are arguments or any other submissions, you go straight to it. Why are they taking us back? We will find out at the end of the day. We will find out at the end of the day what is going to be their pronunciation. Whatever be their submission today, I am not going to be surprised. And I don't expect you to be surprised either. I don't expect you to be surprised either, because everything and anything is possible in the Zoological Republic. When it comes to Nigeria, everything and anything is possible. The only thing we are doing is that we have to continue to call the attention of the world. There are still people, men of conscience out there. There are still men of conscience out there. It doesn't matter the global conspiracy, which we all know about. We know that the global conspiracy is going on daily basis, even as we speak. Look at our Prime Minister Mazi Nnamdi. Look at the issue of our Prime Minister Mazi Nnamdi. How they throwing it around and all that. You can imagine a country that claimed to support human rights, a country that claimed to have a high ranking on human rights. They decided to jail somebody for self-determination. Finland, an European Union member, jailed somebody for self-determination. And nobody cares. And the world moves on as if nothing has happened. We are still waiting for the appeal, which our Prime Minister have already applied for. And we are hoping, hopefully by next month, the appeal is going to be heard. Look at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, also facing a court. Unjustly detained, even when several courts have said let him go, including arbitrary committee of the United Nations. They have said let this man go and pay him compensation. It is not only United Nations that said it. A court in Nigeria also said let him go, pay him compensation, and also put a caveat that no law court in Nigeria has a right to try him. Just like the video I played where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made a statement. I would like us to listen to this statement of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that he made in the past appearance.
Says I cannot be tried in Nigeria. That's the law of Nigeria. Yes. I can never be tried in any court of law in Nigeria. That's what the law says. Anybody standing in trial or coming to try me is a terrorist. That's what their law says. Section not me. As simple as that. Section 2, subsection 3F of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. That's what it says. Any court considered to try me is committing an act of terrorism. Yes. Very clear. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then come to try that very person is not done anywhere in the world. So you must be aware of that. So that is why there is all these ridiculous delays. That is what Supreme Court said. I did not jump bail. My home was invaded. They came to kill me and I survived. They came to Kenya to kidnap me, brought me back to this country and seeking to try me, which the law says cannot happen. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then hope to stand on that illegality to conduct a trial is not done anywhere in the world. I have it in my case. Nobody has, there's no exception. No exception whatsoever. That's what the law says. Section 12 of the Constitution, what does it say? Any treaty ratified by Nigeria becomes law. It's law. You cannot change it. It doesn't matter what they do. All these shenanigans is just pure rubbish. You never stand. Not with me. I believe in justice and fairness, that's all.
Nigeria signed to extradite, not to rendition.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Nigeria is today acting in disobedience of their own law. And what they are doing today shows that Nigeria is a terrorist country. I didn't say it. Their own law says so. This is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu quoting their own law in their court, in their own president, and the whole world is seeing it. That what Nigeria is doing today is an illegal act. And that is why I believe in my Prime Minister, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so much. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is one man who has the strategy to keep Nigeria on their toe to do the right thing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it, you don't stop. When you are doing anything, you don't stop. You don't stop until they do the right thing. What they are trying to do today is the downstation. We know that somebody called for a mass protest. Wherever you are and you care about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, continue to pay attention to that protest. It doesn't matter whether if it is sincere or not sincere. It doesn't matter the motive behind it. We must capitalize on that. We must leverage on that. That protest, we must leverage on it. And that is why we will continue to announce it. We will continue to play it. Even though they are in court, we will continue to announce that protest until the last minute. We will not stop announcing it. We will continue to talk about it.
To use this opportunity to appreciate Nigerians for their support since I released the first video yesterday about Free Nnamdi Kanu protest. This protest is born out of sincerity and honesty, with the display of shame and disgrace that happened in Katsina last week. We all know that for years Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention. And as I'm talking to you, Nnamdi Kanu is having and he's battling with health challenges even while in prison. But it's rather unfortunate with the display of shame and disgrace that happened in Katsina by the bandit commander. The question we ask, do we have a country? The question we need to ask, do we have a nation? The question we need to ask, do we have a constitution? And if we have a constitution, then as Nigerians, we need to ask ourselves and ask the federal government question, why the double standard? If the bandit commander can come and address Nigeria like schoolboys, and address Nigeria by threatening Nigerians, by killing one of the headers, that he will kill more Hausas and Northerners, and he is moving freely. Why should Nnamdi Kanu should still be in prison? The question I ask, why the double standard? And it is a question that every Nigerian should be asking. Double standards by the federal government of Nigeria. And that is why the call for one Nigeria, one voice protest is born out of sincerity and honesty, equity and justice for all Nigeria citizens. One Nigeria, one voice protest. One Nigeria, one voice protest is a national call for all Nigerians of good conscience. It's not a regional protest. It's not a tribal protest. But it's a sincere protest born out of sincerity, I am calling of all Nigeria with good conscience to come out in mass. Those in Jos, Plateau, Kaduna, Kogi, and Abuja to come on Independence Day at Eagle Square to support this call. And I'm also calling on very dark black man to help us. Abuja is your constituency. We are coming from the north. You can help us to call the IG of police in preparation to this protest. The Rata president, I know you have the platform. And I'm also calling of all the Nigeria bloggers and social media influencers, those with good conscience and sincerity, so that our brother Nnamdi Kanu will be free. I'll bring up subsequent videos in preparation for this call and for this peaceful protest. May God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria.
You have heard it. This is a protest call by somebody who is concerned. I believe that this guy is from the Middle Belt in the north. This is something that the Biafrans are supposed to do. But for one reason or the other, we, the Biafrans, cannot be able to conduct a protest in Nigeria. You know what that entails. Once a Biafran make any move for such a protest, it will incur arrest, detention, or even killing. But this time, a northern is making the call. It doesn't matter if it is planned, sincere or not, we have to leverage on it. In every negativity, we have to find some positive effect on it. We can tap something from this very call. It doesn't matter whether if it is original or not. It doesn't matter if he's sincere or not. But for him to dedicate his time, make t-shirts, print banners for mass protest for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on 1st of October, it's worth commending. And we need to continue to post it, continue to share it for people who are concerned to pay attention. Because from what we are seeing in the courts today, anything is possible. You cannot trust the Islamic Republic. From the move we see in court today, the plan is to douse the tension. They know that we have reached the elastic limit. The detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has reached the elastic limit. There is no other story they can tell. There is no other story to tell anywhere. They have gone to the end of the road. And the patience of people are running out. They have seen how the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have gathered momentum. Even people who didn't care before, who are not talking. I'm not talking about politicians this time. Forget about politicians. They are in the same group. But the ordinary people, citizens that are concerned, many people who have been silent are now adding their voice. And the zoo knows what is coming. I see a foul play. And you know, Nigeria, they are professionals in divide and rule, in deception, in distraction. That is what they are meant for. We must not get distracted. Whatever be the outcome today, except Mazi Nnamdi Kanu walks free and goes home, whatever be the outcome today, everybody must continue to post this protest and it must hold. Everybody must continue to share this protest, no matter what becomes the outcome today, except Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is freed and say, go back home, which is what it's supposed to be. But for the judge to come to court today and begin to talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu health and refuse to start the major issue, which is no case submission, and let him go. Anything is possible. Let us continue to wait for the update that is going to come from the court. And as we're waiting for the update, we continue to expect for the best and also expect the worst. Whatever happens, do not be surprised. Whatever you hear, do not be moved. Everything is possible when it comes to Nigeria. This is a country that cannot be trusted. A country that cannot be trusted. A country that can, you can imagine, a country that can make another country disobey the international law. A country that is capable of making another country to disobey international law. That is how evil they are. Today, Finland have torn apart their stand in human rights. Finland have joined a terrorist country today. to criminalize self-determination. A member of the European Union. And you think they will go free. They will never go scot-free. The whole world is watching. The whole world is watching. And we will continue to be here and speak. Do not relent in whatever you are doing. We must continue until Biafra is achieved. Yeah, welcome, my beloved brother Max. Thank you so much for joining us, Max. Go ahead and take the mic and speak to us, bro Maxwell.
Thank you so much, Mazi Chicks. Good morning to you. Good morning to every Biafran that is here, especially the United States of Biafran citizens. I salute you home and abroad. I do not know. I have been praying that this network will allow me to speak today the way I used to speak. I'm just praying that it's giving me serious problem as well. So I don't know if you can hear me clearly, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Since morning I tried to be updated, active on what was going on in the court today. I couldn't because of my connectivity. What really went on? Have they come to court?
Yeah, they are in the court. The court is on now. We are waiting for what's going to be their court. They already started.
I can't hear you, Mazuchi.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, bro Max? I think the problem is from your area. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you, but it is delaying.
Yeah, okay. So,
yeah, yes, I can hear you, but the problem is from my side. Yeah.
The case has commenced. They are now in the court, and the court is in process.